In healthcare, there is often too much information and not enough time. Here at the Melanin Initiative, we avoid TMI by breaking things down into language you can understand. We create a safe space for you to ask your questions and share our nursing perspective without taking up too much of your time. Today, we'll be talking to our return guest and star of our new series, Becoming a Midwife, Charity Bean, entrepreneur and founder of the Doula Lab. If you're new here, welcome to the Melanin Initiative. I'm Dr. Kimberly Madison, a doctorally prepared nurse practitioner, one of your co-hosts here at the Melanin Initiative podcast, along with Alicia and Geraldine, who send their love in their absence. We're a health literacy podcast. When we say health literacy, we're talking about your ability to obtain information, to understand that information, and then to use it to manage your health and advocate for others. It's our hope that by listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app, that you'll be educated on how to manage your health, empowered to ask questions, and confident to navigate the healthcare system. If you haven't already, this is your chance to subscribe, leave a comment or two, share. It literally lets the algorithm know this information is important so that when people like you look for topics like this, we'll show up higher in their search results. We exist for two missions. One, to promote health literacy amongst the public and to remind our colleagues not to always use medical jargon. The second is to elevate the voice and expertise of nurses and to let you know all the different options in the healthcare industry that are available to you. While being a nurse and a doctor are wonderful choices, and I would be one of the people to support it, I also know there are so many ways to make an impact, so many different entry points into this profession. Every day, people are coming in either from high school or as a second, third, fourth career, and you're coming in with different ages, different experiences, different perspectives, and we need that diversity of thought in our industry and in our communities. So we hope you're inspired by something today, and if there's any way we can support you, please don't hesitate to let us know. With all of that information, this show is for educational purposes only. The opinions expressed here are our opinions alone. They are not a representation of any of our affiliations. If you think you might be having a physical emergency, you should call 911. If you or someone you know might be having a mental health emergency, you can call 988 or text 741 741. Today, we're joined by Charity Bean. She is a force in maternal health, a certified pregnancy, labor, childbirth, and postpartum doula who specializes in hospital births. With a remarkable 15-year career in healthcare spanning primary care, trauma, psych, emergency medicine, and birthing units, she's dedicated her life to transforming maternal care for Black families. She is the founder of the Doula Lab Pregnancy Resource Center in Belleville, Illinois, and the owner of Doula Bean Maternal Care, LLC. But that's not all. She's also a bi-state maternal and infant health advocate working to address disparities in Black maternal health. She's not just raising awareness, she's actively building solutions. This year, she embarked on a journey to become a midwife, pursuing her Bachelor's of Science in Midwifery at the Midwives College of Utah. Her ultimate dream, though, to open a freestanding birthing center in St. Clair County, Illinois, ensuring safe, supportive care for BIPOC families or Black Indigenous people of color. From her personal experience as a teen mom to her extensive medical career, her passion for birth work is unmatched. She's on a mission to change our healthcare system that we so desperately need. So grab your notebooks because today we're diving into her inspiring journey, the challenges she's tackling in maternal health, and how she's making a difference in our communities. She's agreed to come on again, not only to talk about the Doula Lab, but to continue to share her journey to becoming a midwife. Charity Bean, welcome back to the Melanin Initiative.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the phenomenal intro. I blushed at myself, like, oh God, I do that?
Yeah, is there anything you want to add about your journey or experience that I left out or you want to correct?
No, that's phenomenal. That is everything. I was like, wow, she did get the update. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, thank you. And so I was telling Charity that we're switching things up just a little bit, keep it interesting. So we're going to do this new thing in the beginning called 5 questions in 5 minutes. And so the goal is to be, what do you call it? To use your economy of words.
Okay.
And this, I have to give credit to the host of Maker's Mindset, Nancy Twine. She created Bragio, a clean, high-performance hair care line that pioneered skinification. And at the age of 29, at that time, she was the youngest Black woman to launch a product line at Sephora. And she's since gone on to win so many awards. But this is something she does in her podcast. And it just seems so fun and a great way to get to know you. And so I thought we would start there.
Okay, perfect.
So the first one is, Mentorship is.
Guidance.
Mm.
It's guidance. Is this? I'm answering one word, right?
No, you can
Oh,
answer as
no,
many words as you want, but we just want to get it done in 5 minutes.
oh, gotcha. I thought it was the first word cut to mind. Yeah, mentorship is guidance. Mentorship is needed. It is the key to continuing the work. Nobody should try to just hold everything into themselves, and because one day, we may not be here. So one of my ultimate goals is to create more people like me, but to be better than me. So I
Mm,
love mentorship. I hope everybody who works with me goes on and become better than I am and do great things.
I couldn't agree more. One thing people get wrong about entrepreneurship.
That you get money and it's easy. That is like the top thing. People say you say own a business and they think you have so much money. No, don't. Actually, I don't. So definitely that. It takes a while to make it lucrative. So that is one thing about entrepreneurship. It's not easy. It's a struggle and it's a lot of work.
It is. The best thing about social media.
Knowledge. I would say knowledge is the best thing. There are so many things that open eyes, even things that I literally learned that I was never exposed to. It's so much about Black history I would have never known if it wasn't for social media and things that made me dive deeper and do more research, open my eyes to more books, more people, networking. So I would say knowledge and networking.
If you had to start over, one thing you would do differently.
I would give myself more grace,
Mm.
and I wouldn't go in with grind culture, the mentality that you work till you dead. I wouldn't do that again. I would definitely slow down, think things through. Don't worry. I mean, I bumped my head a few times. It's paid off, but the amount of stress that I put on myself in that time frame, I would definitely do less of that. Less putting, oh, you got to get this done by this time. By 30, you need to have this. So I would give myself more grace.
That needs to be a t-shirt. And the last question, when you think about your network and the other people who make sacrifices along with you, who would you like to give their flowers to?
I would like to give flowers to Kyra Betts. Kyra is literally like my brain, my other half, my right hand. That is literally just she's just everything to me. And I do believe that a lot of things that I do in this work were inspirations because of her friendship. It started literally from social media. You can go there to where I posted something about my business page and she inboxed me out of nowhere with her friendship and told me some great advice, and we have been like stuck together like glue from there. So I would love to shout out my wonderful beautiful friend Kyra Betts. She is an incredible mother, incredible advocate for Black maternal health, and it's just nothing I wouldn't do with her. We jump off the arch together, but we're not. But I love her. So Kyra Betts is who I would give flowers to. She's everything to me.
That was very sweet. One thing I know about this work is you might get the vision by yourself, right? You might be
Right?
alone when you get it and you receive it, but it cannot be carried out in solitude. And so I love what you just said about her and your trust, right? Because this is a relationship.
Yeah. This is right.
Trust is a
Yes.
big deal. And especially in entrepreneurship, when you're talking about your intellectual property, your baby, your vision, your money, your
Yeah.
time, to have to build that team and to trust other people with it, it does take a lot of trust. And to
It,
see two women be able to do that is beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, it does. I couldn't imagine being where I'm at in this work without being her friendship and just pouring into each other. I love her.
Well, we love that you're back, and I can't
Thank
wait to learn about the Doula Lab. I've been in love with that name ever since I learned about it. So let's tell our public, what is the Doula Lab?
All right, so the Doula Lab is a pregnancy resource center. We're located again in Belleville, Illinois, St. Clair County area. So basically, what we provide is educational resources. So we provide childbirth classes where we don't teach you how to be a good patient, right? We teach you how to navigate this system. And it's not just for childbirth, we actually teach everything, as I told you, right from puberty to menopause. So it never, never stops here. We want people to come in and get the health literacy education that they need. We don't forget men, so we also offer support groups such as What About the Fellas, Moms Need Love Too, resources. We are not just focused on mom and baby. I'm actually trying to, in so many words, I guess I don't want to say eliminate that because I feel like people, get mad, like, oh, don't say that. But we want to get back to focusing on family, because I do feel like the hyper focus on just mom baby is also causing a lot of issues, especially with the mental health portion of it, and not focusing on the family as a unit and rebuilding family, whatever your family may look like for you. But yes, the mom and baby are the center of this work, but it does take a village. It does take everybody involved. We have, if you're my client, you're coming to see me at the doula, I need you to bring everybody who's going to be involved in this pregnancy, childbirth, postpartum experience. Y'all need to all come gathering into these classes we're having for preparation, to gain the knowledge of what these experiences are like. All these things. So yeah, we do that and a lot of events for United Family. Like we did a big trunk or treat, for example, where we not only gave away candy and empower small business, but we gave away diapers and wipes and even formula for those who needed it. Right. So not only did you get this, like, did you just have a baby? Have you had a baby within a year? Do you need these resources? Come get them. So big on resources. Again, everything from housing to food inequities. Things of that nature all in one. So that's just a tidbit about the doula with my great team. I couldn't thank them more. And we're also doing doula training now. So we'll be starting, we partner with Lakeisha Redditt, the creator of Virtuously Birth Doula Academy. I'm sorry, it's Virtuous Doula Academy. She gonna get me. But we have partnered with her to help create more virtuous doulas, which again, a 12-week program that really is impactful in getting into this work, and not only covering doula work, but like community health worker, CPR available, NRP training, all these things encompassed in community resources, peer support, all of this encompassed in the doula training, so people feel more adequate when they're getting out into this work, because you're going to have all sorts of clients, right? So we're not just narrowing it down thinking it's just everything's just going to be picture perfect. How are you able to navigate throughout the system as well as with all clients?
Wow. Okay. So I love this what you mentioned, the mom and baby, right? Because and I've kind of been a little bit more introspective about kind of the message we have in society about the role and responsibilities of women.
Hmm.
Okay. So on this show, we promote professional practice, right?
Hmm.
And if you're taking care of people, you're going to be very busy. And there's also a message like you should start every day meditating, wake up before 5, talk to God, make sure you meet the needs of your partner before the day starts and it gets away from you. Get your kids to school on time, work out, meal prep, get to work early, not just on time, but get there early, right? Go to work, give your patients everything you have, come home, work out, pick up your kids, do the homework, have dinner at the table, meet the needs of your partner, go to bed on time, get 8 hours of sleep, turn off the screen before 2 hours before you go to bed. Like it's a lot of messaging.
Yeah, I'm exhausted with everything you just said. I'm probably like, right, yeah, who does that?
Yeah, but that is the message, right? And we feel that weight, we feel that pressure. And so when we talk to people, particularly women or people who want to have children, it's a lot. Raising people, human beings, takes a lot of
Yeah,
work. And if we sell this message that you're supposed to be power person and do it all by yourself, it becomes overwhelming,
it
you
does.
know? And we see that in the postpartum rates, we see that in the suicide rates, in the broken families, the mental health that you referred to. And
Mhm.
so I love that you brought that up. And I hope, through your messaging and all of us out here in this space, we're able to help relieve that pressure from people. And so when you're planning for that baby shower, that wedding, that big home, that you're thinking about all the components that will need to be in place
Yeah.
to maintain that.
Yes, everything is glitz and glamour until you're in it, and then you're like, "This ain't what I signed up for," right?
It's
Like,
real.
it's very real, and I do agree. I feel like society, we set people up for failure immediately, right? Nobody said we have to focus on the always the negative, but we need to be realistic, right? And those expectations are not very realistic. Can you do some of the things? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to do it all, and are you going to do it with a smile? Absolutely not every day, right? I mean, let alone raising little humans. Okay, those are little people with little personalities, and some of them mimic yours. And I don't know, like me, I don't always like myself apparently, because my son drives me insane. He acts just like me, and I'm like, okay, buddy, let's talk about it. But I'll do some example, like something that's simple. Everything could be going perfect, and then all of a sudden, you wake up and your roof is leaking, right? Like the inconveniences. You go outside, your car won't start, right? Like the little life inconveniences that will set you over the edge because you're already going through so much. And especially in our community, again, no, nothing to anybody else. I can only speak from my own Black experience. And in the Black experience, the the stigma of, like, strong Black woman mentality is just like, it is so, 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 so toxic. Like, and I know that word has been overplayed, but it really is. It is literally destroying us. And I can say that because it was me. You find yourself doing things robotically because, that's what you thought you saw your grandma do or your mom do. And like,
Mhm.
so much of the unspoken that we never say, like, oh, you got kids, you just deal with it. Oh, you don't get no sleep. Welcome to motherhood. It's like, no, don't act like you weren't in there crying
Mhm.
before, right? Like, you hid your pain from us. Don't act like every day you just were happy to go through this, right? And so I feel like a lot of the things that are going unsaid, as well, especially like, excuse me, I'm sorry, I wouldn't necessarily say promotion of single motherhood, but it's definitely that strong woman. You don't need a man. You don't need this. You can do it all on your own. Yes, you do. You need a partner. You need someone. That's why the suicide rates are high for maternal mental health. We haven't talked about, that's something people are starting to really bring to light. Although in the Black community, it's not as high. It's still cardiovascular issues that are our number one killer, but suicide is right up under there. So like, like getting into the fact that life is really hard right now,
Mhm.
and so many people have become isolated that, you know we it's just getting even harder, and that's why we have the rates of mental health issues that we do.
Yeah, certainly a topic that can go on for by itself.
Right.
But I'm glad you have the support there, and that you're bringing language to it, right? And that we're just putting out that reminder that that is something else that you just have to put on your agenda to put in place, is that village, right? Yes, not everyone's going to be married or have a partner the way that they dream or that's in the movies, but you can certainly put together a village, and
Exactly.
hopefully that village can be people at the doula lab.
Yes. And that's what we're here for. We're here to educate you, support you any way we can. Hey, I'm looking to transition it into a doula agency by June of next year. So we will be able to take those referrals, and the doulas that will be training, help them create financial stability with a job, employment, of making doula work be sustainable, because that's the hard part, right? So, being able to have that support, or even just the fact that you have this place in the community that you can go to, with our, and this is just a new one. I said we're gonna bring, like, not, instead of like Nick Cannon Wild Out Wednesdays, like Let It Out Wednesday, right? Where you can come in, we have our little support group for an hour or two, and you just let it all out in this safe space where information is private and protected. It won't leave that space. Just providing those things to give families an outlet and, honestly, a glimmer of hope. Like, if you could just feel good for that moment, like you feel hopeful, like, okay, things won't all fall down today. It's like Tupac said, you pray everything don't fall down this week. Like, this is what I needed, right?
Yeah, because we know life has its challenges, right? And even with the best planning, even if you have a great partner, even if you're in a beautiful marriage, life happens. People die, they get sick, we get sick, we
Hmm.
get disabled, we lose jobs, our finances change. Our extended family, who was originally independent, didn't need us for anything, their life changes suddenly, and all of a sudden we're up next, you know? And so, you could you just can't all do it by yourself. That's all we want you to know.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
okay to not be okay, and that might be temporarily, and that might be for a long time. And that's what's so important. That's why we're doing this episode, to
Mm.
talk about the resources that are out there, because not everything is at the emergency department or provided by a doctor or a nurse,
Exactly.
right? There are
Yes.
so many resources out there, and we want people to know what those are. So you also mentioned something about small business. Oh,
Hmm.
with the trunk or treat or something, you said you had
Yes.
resources?
Yes. So with the trunk or treat, and I try to do this with almost every event I have, from baby showers to, conferences and things. I really want to uplift those small businesses in the community, and organizations are welcome to come, but I request more sponsorship and support from them, because you already are established, you have it. And the thing is also connecting those big organizations with those small businesses who are in the community that you can lean on. So in my experience of working in healthcare, and they pull out this resource book of outdated things that are no longer going, right? Oh, we just done it like this for so long. I'm like, that's closed, right? Like, things like that, where if this family needs something, for example, like safe housing or something of that nature, and you call like a place that closed here, call for help, turn to something else, and you like, oh, that's not open anymore. So like making sure you have those adequate resources, knowing what programs and things are in the community, because you also have where people don't always have the access to necessarily get to you. You know, like if where I live in O'Fallon, the two hospitals that offer some of the similar services, right, is here. But if you have people from like East St. Louis, I'm just naming some places like East St. Louis, Cokia Heights, place they got to travel, or like Centralia, Illinois, or something where you're traveling anywhere between 25 to 50 minutes to get to the resources, it's not helping,
Mhm.
right? Because transportation is a barrier, right? So having small things like that in the community, so you have all these little community places that are doing similar things and uplifting them and telling them to come out, talk about your program, talk about what you got going on. Things you wouldn't even think about as small as, like, you might not think a big deal, but credit, right? So I'm like, if you do if you do credit, if you have a home daycare, if you have, whatever services, come on out, because it all plays a part in the maternal health space. And a lot of people don't usually see that, from like nutrition. Again, I just try to uplift small businesses and say, what do you have going on? Because again, people need to know that that's available right in their area, and they can come to you and receive these services, right? So that's the big thing about having those events. So not only are we giving away things that are going to attract people, like we gave away the diapers and wipes, and it was such a great event. We gave away so much, of course, candy too. I think I had 100 people in the first hour. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, right? But also creating that family fun experience, because the studies show when you're having fun, you learn more in that environment. So people took away like things to learn about. We were even big on like substance abuse. We had people talk to us about how to get Narcan for free, right? If you have a family member, someone who struggles with that. So just things of that nature, where we're able to provide those resources in a space that is friendly and fun. You don't feel judged, and you get to learn and also uplift other small businesses while doing so.
Hi, I'm Alicia from the Melanin Initiative podcast. Our mission is twofold. One, to simplify complex health information so you feel empowered to ask questions, educated on how to manage your health, and confident to navigate the healthcare system. And two, to elevate the expertise of nurses, spotlight the diverse career opportunities within the healthcare industry, and inform our peers how to leverage their expertise as clinicians and entrepreneurs. In less than 2 years, we've grown to over 50,000 views and 1,000 downloads, with an international audience spanning the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, and more. Our engaged listeners are professionals, entrepreneurs aged 25 to 44 who value authentic, impactful content. Want to connect with this dynamic audience? Advertise with us. Send in your 1 minute video ad and let's amplify your brand. Email tmi.melanin@gmail.com for rates and details. Let's work together.
Wow. Okay, Jerry.
Oh, sorry. I talk a
Wow.
lot. Sorry.
No, no, it's awesome what you're doing. You speak to social determinants of health, recognizing those other factors that contribute to whether someone can show up for their appointment or get the care they need. You also spoke to the importance of community and network. Other entrepreneurs, if you're new to entrepreneurship, uh, you're only going to survive by networking with other entrepreneurs. Like, it's just like what
True.
we just talked about with the mom. She's only really going to make it uh, without losing it all, right?
Yes.
If they have that village, right? Same
Mm-hmm.
with entrepreneurship. What you're doing, you're pointing out to these other things, right? That you're going to love your baby, you're going to help them to survive. That's a 24-hour job. All
Yes.
these other things, there's people who specialize in those areas. Let them specialize in those areas and support you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only as a business, but also as that parent. And
Yes.
then you're speaking about comprehensive maternal care, right? You're giving them everything in the full picture. And sometimes when you are busy focusing on survival or focusing on the fear of labor or focusing on the anxiety associated with how you're going to continue to go to school, continue to go to work and raise this baby, you also hear these other things that are important. And oh, by the way, they're right up the street from where you live. And we
Mm-hmm.
have everything in place to answer questions you don't even know to ask. And when you ask them, we're going to be able to answer them and get you started on the right track.
Yes, I agree. Exactly. And if you can, again, it's available. Again, you're in an environment you want to come to, you like, oh, I didn't even know that existed. And I mean, like I said, I couldn't tell you how many times I'm like, what is that? When did we start doing that? Where is that at? And it's like, oh my gosh, it was like 5 minutes away this whole time. But again, nobody's promoting it, nobody's telling that. So getting the organizations to also realize it, because if we got into like the mental health, for example, let's say you only have one provider and somebody's calling needing like perinatal mental health, right? Help. And then they get put in like a queue. So if everybody gets flooded straight to this one provider, right? This one person, and by the time they get to the people who really need help, they've dropped off, right? Or something happens with them because so much is just going into this one thing in this one organization. Use your outside resources. A lot of times people just need to be heard or need to know what's available. But if you try to stay in like that silo of only within your organization can you refer or send people to, well, that's the problem. Utilize those outside resources. Everybody doesn't have to, it's not about greed and making money and all that and being the best. The best is by getting people help, and
Mhm.
that's what we need to do.
Yeah, because the people are going to keep coming.
Exactly.
And individually, I can't see all the patients. It's just not possible. And I think
Exactly.
we would all agree that people they shouldn't have to wait when there's other resources available.
Exactly.
You also mentioned something about NR, I think it was called NRB training.
NRP. Oh, so it's CPR, and we were talking about NRP. So like the doulas will be able to witness what that looks like. Not saying that we're going to be certifying you, but we do talk about it. So from the program and how we kind of talked about things based on like everybody's experience, especially the creator Lakeisha, right? And saying what we've learned over years, we had to invest in ourselves to do, right? Because we've seen things and we want to be more knowledgeable in it. It's the, as we call it, the nerd in us. But then also seeing how much more prepared you are, that if something arises with your client, I can better explain it to you. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to perform it. But let's say I was with a client and the baby came out, baby's not breathing as well as we like. They got to go take baby over, start performing a little NRP, PPVs, things that mom is panicking. If I don't know what's the norm, like, hey, this is okay. They're just giving baby some, a little oxygen, clearing out some suction, things like that. How can I confidently navigate that room and experience, right? And so, not only are we teaching and showing these things, not saying we're certifying them, but teaching them, we also are taking them. We've partnered with some hospital organizations locally, and we're working on like allowing doulas to come in and watch when they do drills, so we can not only help understand how to navigate if something was to arise like a complication, and know how do we fit in this room, what is our role, how can we continue to support our client without being in the way of a life-saving situation here, is it really something, and also giving them feedback on how they could do things better, like even in an emergency situation, do you have to yell? No, let somebody need to be calm, right? Like I get adrenaline up, but let's calmly take care of the situation and before we create more chaos. So, that's what we meant by like the NRP and things like that. Neonatal resuscitation, right? Showing people people. We talk about some basic things of CPR with our clients. Now we do hands-on only CPR for like families and community to come in and learn, because you should know the basics. If your child is choking, how to do that. But they feel more confident knowing these things, again, the parents as well as the doulas we're training.
And what is the vision for your company and the work that you're doing?
Ah, my ultimate vision, as things continue to grow, because we're looking to not only turn into a doula agency and be able to again sign more doulas to in the community and help out, like partnering with organizations as well as offices to send us clients who may need us in the post prenatal and postnatal period. But also looking to start possibly doing things like pregnancy confirmation, like the come in for ultrasound, especially if you're on the fence, you're unsure, what your direction you want to go here, or you want to know some partner counseling, things like that. But coming in and we'll be giving ultrasounds. We have a nurse midwife, Talia, who is amazing, who it was her idea. So that's something we're working towards, getting funding for that to buy an ultrasound machine and like maybe offering it like twice a month. And then once we confirm pregnancy and things like that, also being that initial resource to help people if they need to sign up for Medicaid or things like that and navigate insurance. And then helping them find a provider that fits their needs, right? I think, and then once they find a provider, they're, they no longer are like, they're not Talia's patient. She's just helping confirm and helping them, talk through their feelings, emotions, and how they can get those services. So, again, my ultimate vision is just a resource center. I hope to have eventually like a big building where you can come and get everything that we talk about, from massage therapy, lactation services, um, light therapy, counseling, having actual perinatal counselors available. So like all in one space. right? And I have a vision. I mean, I wish I could pull out my head and show you for this building with all the rooms where people can come and receive all these services. So that is my ultimate goal.
And who's on your team to help fulfill this vision?
Everybody. I have my wonderful team, Marvella Ying. She is our treasurer, as well as she is a community doula who also helps facilitate um, oh Lord, all our trainings and things. So we have Marvella, we have Sharice Montgomery. She specializes in peer support, substance abuse use as well, and she's also a full spectrum doula, really helping people navigate that experience and so much more. Of course, Kyra Betts, who's the vice president, she also is big on advocacy and teaching and helping statewide Illinois and Missouri like change, get policies and things in place, teaching families and people how to advocate, how to vote to change things that they may notice or need done in their communities. Of course, I named Talia, the nurse midwife, Dr. Adrena Beatty, who is an OBGYN of 20 plus years. She is also a part of my board and, again, helping navigate, staying within limitations, helping with her knowledge and information. She's going to be doing birth control talks for moms and daughters soon, like helping navigate, especially in the Black woman world, where for the longest we just been depot. Oh, she need to get on the shot, but not even know about the harm and things that's come with these things, right? So just helping educate and navigate on those talks. I feel like Lakeisha, who is Lakeisha Reddick, who is the director of education and training. And I know it's a list, it's like a long list, and I forget somebody. I'm sorry, y'all, because our list is grand. It's growing. Lauren Owens, who is a director of diversity and inclusion, making sure we talk with everyone, make this an inclusive area. And so I think I ain't gonna say that's it because I know I probably forgot somebody and I love y'all. Don't kill me on our meeting on the 12th. My legal counsel, consultant, my legal consultant, Sierra Scott, making sure, we're on the money here. So I think I got everybody. If I did, I love y'all. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's an impressive lineup.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I love how thoughtful you are about all the different areas of expertise where that can be beneficial to what you're trying to do, and also staying in compliance.
Thank you. Yes, I'm like, I know we want to change some things, but also, I mean, I want a little smoke, but not a whole lot. I'm like, nice. Can we do that? I'm like, and if we
Yeah, I
can't,
love that
what
you
law do we
mentioned
need to change?
inclusivity. I think that's so important. And so, when it comes to providing inclusive care, do you also have services for the LGBTQ plus community?
Absolutely. We see everybody. And that's something that I make very, very clear. Honey, I don't care what walk of life you come from. You are welcome. You are safe here. And you are be in the judgment free zone. So yes, any and everybody can come in. I just say the only thing that make me say we can't work with you if you come in with foolishness, cause a chaos. I don't do racism. We don't support bigotry. We don't support any of that, any sort of ignorance of that nature. You can't know. That is an instant no. But other than that, if you're a loving person, come on in. This is come get this love. That's what we like to say.
Do you have interpreter services?
That is on my list of growing. That's why I'm applying diligently for grants to continue. Now, right now, the interpreter is Google Translate. And that's why I say, don't turn nobody down. We're going to figure it out, right? If I got them like, you need what? Hold on. Tell Google, we're going to work this out. But that is actually, again, on the list of growth as things continue and they pick up. So I have been applying day and night, looking around, trying to find grants to help really grow this vision of mine and have everything you could possibly need in one. But again, even if we can't, we know somebody that can, and I will make a call.
Have you had any clients come who have sensory deficits that need assistance with communicating with the team?
I haven't just yet, but that is something we've talked about and thought about because I mean in actuality like working with those people in the hospital setting, right? Like I've had to be, but I was the one to advocate for them. And like, no, it's nothing wrong with them. She just needs you guys. It's too much, right? Like with sensory, it's overwhelming. So being that advocate, so um, and sometimes I circle back to those clients if they like reach out to me later on, like, hey, would you like to come speak and talk about that? Like bring it to the forefront. So I intend to try to eventually create like a platform of something where people can speak their truth and their experience and like, hey, I am a person. This is my experience. And that doesn't mean a person isn't having children and things like that and how to delicately handle people with sensory deficit.
Okay, wonderful. And so we've talked about your target audience. What are the steps someone should take who wants to access your services? Do they start by going to the website?
They absolutely can. Our website is www.doulalab.org. You can start there. There is a link on there for contact us. We can get reached via email at info.doulalab at gmail.com. Sorry, info dot doulalab@gmail.com. You can totally email us. Our phone is 618-213-6800. So that would be the ways to reach out to us. We usually say give us at least 5 to 7 business days to return because we're not full time yet in office, but we do come through the office and rotate through.
Okay, wonderful. And the first visit, is that like a consultation or you just start doing the work?
So it really depends. So like if you go on our website, say you contact us because you need like essentials, right? Then you can just click that link and fill out that Google form, and then from there we'll contact you and see what services you're looking for or what essentials you're needing. We usually ask that you take like a class with us though, so we can validate why we're giving out these essentials, right? So you brand new, gently used, donated items from the community. So things like that's fine, but it's something simple like diapers and wipes. We usually just kind of reach out to them. We hand them out to them.
Oh, wow. And so we know this work comes with a cost, right? It certainly isn't cheap to raise families. So, how can we support you financially?
We do have on the website, there is a link you can click to help donate and support the Doula Lab. We accept, of course, all financial donations. We're not really picky. $5 is great. We will not complain because that is a pack of, well, it used to be maybe 10 because it's a pack of diapers. So to say they have gone up in cost. But we also take, like I said, donations. So if families, especially in the area, we prefer that you can get it to us because we don't have that much grace time to make sure we can always go pick things up. But if you have like a gently used or brand new, crib, brand new car seat, things like that. If you'd rather just take the money and go buy items and bring them to us so we can issue them out to those who reach out to us in need, we take them, right? So that's one of the easiest ways to support us. And of course, share things, social media. It's Doula Lab on all social platforms.
Do you have like a membership so people can do like monthly donations?
That is coming down the pipeline, actually. So that is a part of our meeting this December coming up about what we're doing moving forward, starting January 2025. So down the pipeline, yes, we will have it all set up to where you can do monthly donations, and that would be amazing.
And anything else in the new year that we can expect from you that you haven't already mentioned?
Woo, lots. Okay, so we'll be bringing back, working on another conference about Black maternal health. What else do we have? So much more to come from the Doula Lab. So stay tuned. Like classes, as I was telling you about. We're really focused on preventative care and health literacy. So birth control teachings from like Dr. Beatty. We're gonna bring a lot of experts in. More classes and things available again from puberty to menopause. We're also going to be bringing a lot more men support in, kind of trying off dads to doulas, which we worked on, being a part of that, and just really family focused. So stay tuned for many more events. It's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of fun, a lot of classes and things to sign up for, and getting this doula trainer rolling.
And will any of these be available for people who are not local?
Yes, we're actually working on going to be starting an online series for classes. So that will be announced soon as well. Let's put the final touches on things and see when and where and how we can do these things. A lot of it is from our volunteer time because right now, we just keep the place running, right? A lot of us are literally coming out of our own pocket to keep this place running, which I do love. And that's why I'm so grateful and thankful for my team. But yeah, more to come as we continue. Hopefully we get more grants and things in that we can make this our full-time employment soon.
Yeah. And then three takeaways for the audience today before we close out
Oh, three takeaways. What would I say?
about the doula lab and the work you're doing.
About us. Geez, I would say we keep family first. So that's one big thing about it. It is we are family oriented, whatever your family looks like. So don't ever feel like you're not welcome or like, oh, if I go in there, they're going to judge or say this. No, we do not. You are welcome to come get again, experience this love. Let us know how we can be of assistance to you. And if we cannot, we will definitely do our best to find a resource that we can support you, especially within that St. Louis metropolitan area. Um, family, I just big on family, so I'm excited to say the events and things come. Oh, big community baby shower coming March the 15th. That is one that I forgot to mention. And our community baby showers are like no other. It's like a family reunion. It's gonna be fun. And I guess I can say I can't necessarily say I think of anything else other than just love. I think that everything we're doing is built out of love, passion, and truly care. It's all from our hearts. So I would say thank you and thank you guys for supporting us with the Doula Lab.
How can they connect with you?
Again, you can go to our website. You can follow me again on social media. My social media is student midwife bean. I believe it's an underscore in there, but I'm just not that cool just yet to know all these things. As my son tells me, again, social media, you can look up like Facebook, Doula Lab, Instagram, Doula Lab, or myself, LinkedIn. I'm Charity Bean on there. Student midwife bean on Facebook, things of that nature. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Doula Bean, Maternal Care LLC. Please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you so much, Charity. You covered all the key points. You came on here to talk to us about being an entrepreneur and founding the Doula Lab. But you also mentioned how important it is to provide comprehensive care, to build community, and then to stay connected, regardless of what your family looks like, whatever your needs are, or whatever resources you have available. We always want people to know that it's okay to not be okay. And when and if that happens, you won't be alone.
Thank you.
Remember, everyone, you can email us your questions and show ideas to tmi.melanin@gmail.com. If you haven't already, this is your chance to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We're on every social media platform. Shout out to Angie. Say hello in the comments when you get there, and rate us on the Apple and Spotify podcasts. It really helps the algorithms see that this information is important, so that when people like you look for topics like this, we'll show up higher in their search results. You can find all our links and any of the resources that we mentioned today will be in the description box. At the time of this filming, we release new videos on noon Eastern on Sunday on all those platforms, and the audio at 5 a.m. so that our night shifters have something to listen to and they can be the first to get something and not the last. Day shift can listen on their way to work, and maybe one day someone will play it during huddle and let us know about it. We thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.